Hi, everyone. Welcome to the For Marketers podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about 15 is the new 30. And of course, since I'm presenting, that means we're talking all about video today. So I'm very excited to get in this topic. Love to introduce everyone. My name is Ariel Peters. I am the founder and creative director of Two Giraffes, which is a full service video production and animation studio. Kristen?
Good morning, everybody. My name's Kristen Hancock and I'm from Font and Swatch Branding and Design Studio, and we create profound brands for the mid-market Australia. Mike?
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Sandys, Managing Director of Oddball Marketing. We're a full-service, action-orientated marketing agency. Over to you, Chris.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christopher Malotti from Malotti Media. We write copy and messages that help you engage audiences, inspire action, and achieve results.
Awesome. Well, why I wanted to cover this today is because, within the industry and, in our video production agency, we are seeing a lot more requests for 15-second videos over that age-old 30-second TVC. And what is the reason for this? Well, actually, it's because the 30-second was known as that staple TVC content that you would put for television commercials. But now we have programmatic, which is super exciting. And what that means is we can do TV style content, but over all the different digital platforms. So you have VVOD, you have YouTube in-stream, you also have all the social channels, and 15 seconds is that true great number where a lot of these you cannot skip, or it just means that you're engaging your audience because people are telling a story in such a quicker way. So it's a really exciting new trend in video, and we've been having a lot of fun with it within our agency.
It's a cool trend, Ariel, but it's damn hard, isn't it? I mean, like, because let's be honest, it's that bit that we're forced to watch, and none of us want to watch it, so we're all hovering over the skip button. So talk us maybe. I mean, you guys are experts at it. Maybe just give us a little bit of insight on how that's changed your storytelling and how you're capturing our attention, because there's so much. There is a bit of dross going out there where it's like, this is just killing me. I've just got to move on. I want to press.
I can answer that for sure. So for YouTube and BVOD, there's two different types of ads you can pay for. You can do skippable and non-skippable paid media ads. So the non-skippable means you get to watch the whole 15 seconds, and you have to. You can hover all you want, but you're going to have to watch the full 15. The other ones are cheaper, and you can skip after 5 seconds. So you don't have to watch the full ad. How has this changed how we do video? It's actually changed it very dramatically, because back when we just did the 30-second ad, we had very much a bit more of a slow rise into that middle of the 30 seconds where we'd have our climax, and then we would have our education piece and more time for that tagline. Now with these 15 seconds and the fact that you can skip after the 5, we're actually trying to get to that climax and that big situation within the first 3 seconds of the video. So essentially, we need to capture the audience's attention from the very, very, very start, and then you can get into more of the educational and awareness of your piece. So it's completely changed how we've executed and come up with creative for our clients.
Yeah, so we did a previous podcast around brand awareness versus ROI. Now, if you're doing a 15-second podcast and you've got 3 seconds to attract attention, how many of these are brand awareness ones versus these are real campaign winners where you're driving to get a paid outcome immediately, basically? You want conversions. So are you finding a difference in the type of activity you're undertaking with a 15-second?
Actually, we're doing both quite equally. So a lot of our clients, we are doing a brand awareness video, and then we're also doing their product ROI videos, all at that 15-second mark. So they have a certain paid requirement for their awareness campaign over certain channels, and then we have a 15-second of their product. And we also make bespoke 6-second ads, which are the bumper ads for YouTube and whatnot, that then they also get fed if they've seen the other ads already, just to even build more awareness and to have more touch points on their brand. So they're actually utilizing them in the kind of full roundhouse approach.
So does that mean do you find that you because you're now at the 15-second, do you find that when you're doing brand awareness campaigns, you're actually doing a series of ads, or is it just one that you're shooting and then chopping them down even further?
Yeah, well, I mean, recently we just did, no, to answer your question, we're doing it all in that 15 seconds.
Right.
So it has definitely made our,
Our attention spans are so rubbish, aren't they, these days?
They call us the goldfish. We're the goldfish generation now.
Just goldfish, terrible.
And it is like I do a lot of script writing for Ariel, and it involves in the and it's the same. It's like and you know where the biggest
wait a minute, Chris. You managed to get your script writing down to 15 seconds?
Yeah, right? Right. And that's the thing. But you know what the trouble, most of it comes down to is the client saying, I want 15 things mentioned in such a little time. And that's actually where the difficulty comes, is because a lot of this challenge, and Ariel, I know you'll back me up on it, a lot of this challenge is trying to educate clients that your audiences don't actually need the whole picture, right? They just need to be introduced to something of a concept within 15 seconds. So a lot of the time, the challenge that Ariel and I have, and I'm sure we're not alone, is communicating to a client before we even communicate to a customer that it's got to be 15 seconds. You need to, like Ariel said, climax, call to action, on they go. And so it's got to be like, you've got to, like, as content creators and marketers today, we really need to look at a message and go, how can we dwindle it down and down and down and down? And that's the real art right now.
Less
video.
is more, much less is
more.
And it's, Chris, if they had you in the voiceovers there, I reckon they'd be pretty close to fitting 15 things in 15 seconds.
Right. So what one of my students said, do you swallow your tongue when you talk? So I'm like, and there's been a few times where we've written scripts for Ariel and I've gone, yep, I got it down to 15 seconds. And Ariel goes, that is not 15 seconds. I'm like, I read it in 15 seconds. No, a normal voiceover artist. But to reiterate Ariel's point is, it's really like, think about the frame of mind that your customer is in when they see these bumper ads, when they see these 15 seconds ad. They like Kristen was saying, they're hovering over the button. They want to move on. To capture their attention, near enough is not good enough anymore. It's not like, just throw that message at them and that'll be good enough. You really need to sit and workshop and go, what is it that we can say in 15 seconds that's going to make it like launch in their brain before they move on? And
how are we going to say it? Yeah. And the one thing I can say that, and clients are getting a lot better with this. We saw this a big trend at the beginning, and now they're understanding that there's no point in putting all this paid media if they don't get the right creative in front of them. We've seen that some clients are just saying, oh, we'll just cut up that minute video we did before and use 15 seconds from that, or we'll just take 6 seconds from that. Absolutely not. It needs to be purely made for that platform in that 15-second storyline, and it needs to be planned. And even the 6 second, we tell our clients, the 6 second shouldn't just be a cut down from the 15. We need to already decide ahead of time what the 6 second message is going to be, because really, if you have an in frame, that's a 3 second message, because 3 seconds is an in frame. So you're really, because the in frames where you have your brand and your call to action. So you have to really think about what you're going to put there and make sure it's very targeted for that amount of time to get your message across correctly and creatively and engaging. So
when you look at the sort of content or what you guys are creating, which ones are you finding the most effective? Like, what kind of stories or messaging are you finding that within that sort of 15-second or 6 seconds is really hitting the mark?
We've been doing lots of more comedic ads recently. When you add some humor and you go a little over the top and you go a little bit more into fantasy land and you really go for it, that seems to be bringing in the engagement for people
do you think that's relative to our time? You know, we have, in the last 2 years, we've had some pretty tumultuous experiences going on in the wider society. Do you think that's part of that, Ariel, or is it just because it's easier to do that, you know, to get? I
think because our really emotional content, which is still stunning and has a place 100%, it's harder to build that feeling and relationship in that amount of time compared to you can definitely go the emotive route for sure, but it can be easier to jump on that more comedic route to get a quick like laugh, or jump in and get that person interested enough to see what happens in the end.
Yeah.
So you're just playing off of there going, oh, I want to see what happens, which is more comedy sketch land, where if you go the more serious route, is not always that
you have to explain it a lot more to set it up properly. And I also find that it really comes down to right now for those 6 and 15 seconds is the hook. It really, the hook at the start is so critically essential. Like, it's like the, you know, did you know you've lost $10 since you started watching this video? Like that hook,
the immediacy of it.
You need something like, you know, something that grabs and then resolves and then call to action is how we've been writing them. You know, you're my best friend and I don't even know you. Do you see how that immediately, like, you go, sorry? That's what you need. You don't have time to not have a hook. You need something that's going to, like, a one sentence that's going to go instant, like, conflict with something that people will go, it gets them to double check. That's what keeps them there.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing this, the what's the terminology? We're basically seeing the same experiences happening within branding at the moment, where all of the noise is being removed from any sort of branding at the moment, so that you really have very clean brands. They're very simplistic. They can appear in single color, they can appear in full color, but they're easily discerned. And you're taking away all of the other aspects that might draw people's attention. And big landscapes, I
didn't even think of that.
It's a trend. Yeah, we're seeing it a lot.
No wonder, because I've seen all the fonts go back to, like,
really,
or like even Chanel and all those beautiful brands that had that beautiful,
very clean.
Everything now is plain, simple, lowercase,
and then they attract and grab your attention through the color palette. And, you know, they're relying a lot more on their secondary color palettes now as well, because they can mix those up a lot and they can get a lot more pop, particularly in digital space.
So it's like, it's still the same but different, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that keeps you interested, but it's very clean. And even you'll see it within social media, Chris, I'm sure. When you're messaging on tiles, all that messaging is just coming really right down. It's very simplified. Couple of words, that's it.
And that's what we're using is our, because for everyone who Font and Swatch did buy branding, and we have been relying on a lot of our secondary palette to shift things up as well. And we're definitely seeing the results of that, because everyone knows the iconic orange of my brand, but all those other palettes are really working. I didn't even think about this in terms of branding, but like video also leads into their brands. How interesting.
So I mean, it's a whole new world recent with all of this.
Short world.
It's a shorter world.
Shorter, simplified, less noise. That's what we're all after, isn't it?
Yeah, and as Chris said, and it's a really, really important point to drive home for whomever's listening, is that I know you want to fit all this stuff in, and you think it's so important. You don't want this person or this part of the business to feel left out, and you want to get this audience and that audience. But if people aren't watching it, then what's the point? Because if you make a 2-minute long video or a 1.5 minute long video because you need to fit everything in, but people are only watching the first, 15, 20 seconds of it, you're not going to get it across anyhow. So, it's just remembering that getting a hyper targeted reason for the video and message for the video. What do you want them to think, feel, do? And just keep sure that that's what you achieve, then you're going to be on the right track.
Yeah. Great message.
Fantastic. Yeah, it is. I think that's it for me. I think you've really nailed it.
You covered it.
Yeah.
Make sure with your videos, keeping it nice, clean, sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. And
my
there's
final
still
question was going to be give us 3 tips of what we could do, but you've already just no.
Yeah, she did.
Just did
Mike's like
nailed it. Fantastic.
Yeah, so look, there's still definitely a world for your 30-second. And one of the things, even, I would love to say even our 15-second ads we're doing, what we've started seeing is then doing a extended creatives director cut of the videos. So people do love watching longer action on your website. or when they've already got that brand trust and they want to see more. So you can still have longer form content. But 15 is definitely, due to programmatic at the moment, it's just such an amazing way to reach the exact audience you're after and actually get in front of them. So it's definitely something to explore if you're interested, because it is just such a good targeted way to get in front of the right people.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Great.
Excellent.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. I think that's a wrap.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
for joining
That's
us,
great.
everyone. And don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks, everyone.
See you then.